Hello Pisces, thank you very much for tuning in to this week's read. For the main part of the read, I'm using the Morgan Greer Tarot. This is an old box. This is the deck I'm using. I know there's a couple updated versions. I have another one. It's a smaller deck, but I don't know where I put it. So I'm just using this one because I'm vibing with it. There's the information if you want to find out more information about it. You'll have to do a search, but still. The supportive oracle cards, I'm going to use Wisdom of the Hidden Realms by Colette Baron Reed. There's a few websites. There's some on the back here. If you feel free to freeze frame and check those out if you want. I got a couple more I'm going to show you here in a second. There's also about the illustrator. What is the illustrator? Jenna. I want to make sure. There's the information. If I get it closer, you can see like the websites. There's a lot of stuff for Jenna. So feel free to check that out if you want to, if you like the artistry you're seeing, the illustrations. And then there's more for Colette Baron Reed. There's actually a website for Colette Baron Reed. It's at the bottom of that first paragraph, I believe. So feel free to freeze frame and check that out if you want to. All right, I just want to make sure you can, support those creators if you're interested. Okay, what do we have for Pisces? We like that. Got a lot of fire coming in here. And the Magician at the bottom of the deck. Your card in the center. All right, it's definitely time to do something. What are we doing? There's something that's forming around you. All right, it's jumping. Whatever this is, it's going to be jumpy. It's going to be here, there, back and forth. So like trying to get this in order, I feel like that's going to be the challenge, because I feel like you're jumping forward and you're jumping back, but you're still putting together a puzzle. It's like putting together a puzzle, and say it was like a big garden landscape. It's like going from this flower to that flower to the gate to like the grass to a little bit of the sky. And it's like it's all coming together. It's starting to really come together. Like I feel like the picture is really starting to come together for you. You got success here. The thing is, you seem to see the success. You know it's there, but I feel like it's kind of like, I know it's there, but how come I can't get my hands on it? It's something that should have been forming over years, and it may be just one of those things where I'm seeing now where it all adds together. It's kind of like, well, I've been interested in that before, but I didn't really go anywhere with it. Well, I've been interested in that too, but I didn't really go with that. And I've been interested in that over there as well, didn't really go anywhere with it. But now I'm starting to see how these three things and what I learned from all three, I kind of can tie them all together. Why? Oh. Boom. Something is starting to come together. You have a lot of knowledge, and it may be applying in ways that you might not have originally thought that knowledge would go. It's kind of like learning math a long time ago and thinking I'm never going to use this. Then all of a sudden you find like a program or something, and you're like, actually, if I use that information here, it actually does do something. I never thought I'd use that. Might be something like that, just to make it obscure. These two together are funny to me. Gratitude and service with the Five of Wands. I feel like this is saying be nice to yourself. I feel like this is a Pisces thing. It kills me to say it because, as I typically tell people, I am a Pisces, and I was raised by two Pisces. The trick is to be nice to yourself. Whatever's going on, I feel like Pisces does this a lot. You can tell me if I'm wrong. When it starts going awry, we just start going at ourselves about it. If you can be nice to yourself and get on the level where you're your own friend, and when things don't go quite right, or maybe you drop the ball here, maybe you drop the ball there, give yourself a break and just let yourself put it back together on your terms. Don't get too involved with other people's opinions. Be careful of that. I don't know exactly where to go with that. Because whether it's positive or negative, you got to be careful. Because it's about your internal dialogue. The example I'm getting is an interesting one in my opinion. It's kind of like when you're dealing with health, right? And a lot of people center that on body issues. when people stop commenting on what your body looks like and you stop commenting on what other people's bodies look like, it's one of those things that gets easier. I don't know how to explain that. I don't know if I'm explaining it well. Because I feel like that's one of the things coming forward. Like, everybody has to have their own health journey, and that's their business. I don't feel like we have the right to tell somebody else this is what you have to do or that's what you shouldn't do. If they ask, that's one thing. If they want to have that conversation, that's one thing. But it's like stepping away from like somebody's appearance and just letting them. Does this make sense? I don't even know if this is making sense. You got to be careful about what other people are telling you, because where I'm trying to go with this is like fitness. Trying to stay fit, and then when other people notice when your body changes, whether it be for the better or for the worse, that seems to have an effect on us. When people stop commenting on that and we stop having to deal with other people's opinions, we stop adding in that level of like, oh wait, they're going to think this is good or they're going to think this is bad. If I don't do this, they're going to notice. It's pulling back and stop connecting to other people's opinions, and like maybe even telling people like, okay, thank you for noticing, but I'd rather you didn't comment that way towards me. It's a hard thing because I feel like you got to step away from other people's comments. You got to be careful with this. Be nice to yourself, be your own friend on this, and like don't let other people's opinions affect you, positive or negative, which I find very interesting, because it's like if it's positive, you have this bar seems to be set, and that might actually be double back on you later. If it's negative, it might hold you down and have it make it harder for you to stand up. You got to kind of like step away from other people's opinions and make peace with your own opinion, and use your own opinion as your gauge to like what you want to do, and be your own friend and be nice to yourself. Other people, and I keep getting like, whether it's positive or negative, it can double back on you later. So if somebody's saying something negative to you, like you need to get up, you need to run, you need to walk, blah, 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 that might work for a while, but at some point when you're like, I just need a day off, you're going to be so enamored, like, yeah, but people are going to say stuff if I don't do what I'm supposed to do, what they think I'm supposed to do, and it just kind of creates this heavy weight that you don't need. Same thing with the positive. You got to be careful with the positive and negative both from other people, and you got to make sure you're the one who steers your ship. You're the one who's nice to you. You're the one that keeps things in line with what you want, and you're the one that gives you a break when you feel you need a break, and you do it on your terms. You got to be careful not to let other people over-influence you. I don't know. I hope that came across right, because I keep feeling like this reading is going to skip back and forth. I keep feeling it because we keep jumping, and I'm wondering why we're jumping, because I'm like, I don't really want to do that jumpy stuff. Let's keep going. Yeah, because other people are tricky sometimes. Some people vent out their stress on you. Be careful of that. I'm getting it can go positive or negative. It's very weird. People venting out their stress and it looks positive, but it's really not. Like they're like saying, "Oh, look, you're doing good with your arms. I need to do better with my arms." I don't know why we're doing this on fitness. Or like maybe you're excelling of the academics, or maybe I feel like there's something with other people where they're venting out their stress on you. I see for some of you, like somebody says, "Well, yeah, I couldn't do that either." Be careful of these things. Be careful of other people's opinions. Be careful of aligning with people, like especially if it's something like, say it was just make it something different. Cake decorating. You're trying to decorate a cake, it just doesn't look right. For whatever reason, it just doesn't look right. And then somebody else says, yeah, I couldn't do that to save my life either. When they bond with you on that level, that could be a problem, because you might actually learn to go beyond it. You might try again. You might find a different way to do something. You might be like, well, the reason I couldn't do it is because I used this tool to do it. I was using this butter knife, and it wasn't really the easiest thing to use. But now that I'm using this piping thing, it's actually a lot easier to do, and I can actually spread it around the way I want. It looks a lot better. But if you align with people who are like, you didn't do that good, and I don't do that good either, you might get held back. It might not, like, you might be too comfortable and not excel. There's something about other people and their opinions and how they're affecting you, and I just don't feel like I'm hitting it quite right. Because that's something that can hold you back. That's something that can keep you from going towards what you actually want. There's something here for you. You got to lead the way, but you have to be in total control. You have to be your own best friend. You have to know what you want, and you have to make that happen. You got to be careful about other people, whether it be positive or negative. I keep getting that. Got to be careful. You got to keep things a little bit more close to yourself. It's not like you can't tell anybody, but you got to be very well aware about other people and how they're affecting you and what you're doing. It's weird that it's both the positive and negative, because I feel like the positive creates expectations that might steer you in a direction that you don't really want to go, but you have this, like, people give you these positive responses and you're like, well, I want to keep them coming. I want to keep them happy, so I have to make sure I keep going in that direction because it seems like they like that. And we don't want to do that. They might like it when you go in this direction right now, but maybe you want to turn and go this other direction later, still going up but in a different direction. And if they don't like that, that's going to cause some issues for you. So you got to be careful of that. Don't get too caught up in other people's opinions of you, be it positive or negative. I'm going to say that this whole reading. I can already see it. I say that 10 minutes in. Whatever's coming forward, it's about being nice to yourself. It's about giving yourself a chance and a break. It's forming, it's getting stronger, it's getting closer, something is getting more and more. You're putting more pieces of the puzzle together. You're getting more. Things are coming to you, more things are coming to you. You got a lot of fire around you. The passion is building. You have to be in control of your passion. You got to be careful about other people and their opinions derailing your passion. There's a lot of like left and right. It keeps happening. Like things are jumping. Is your life really busy right now? Is that what's going on? Because maybe that's what's going on. Because things are going good, but the thing is, it's not about, be careful not to please others, please you. Whatever this is, it's about pleasing you. There's 12 signs, right? All the signs handle things differently. There's nothing wrong with you pleasing you in this subject. I would argue, there's like, if you have a box full of subjects, maybe there's 12 subjects because there's 12 signs, right? Some of those subjects, you should just be pleasing you. Some of those subjects are about pleasing others, and probably the majority of them are like working with others halfway. But they're like, of those 12, I would say at least 3 of those subjects, you should be just pleasing you, and keep that in mind. Don't feel bad because you're doing something that just pleases you. Be careful of that. You have the right, as much as anybody else, to do stuff that pleases you. There are some people out there, Pisces isn't usually one of them, everything they do is just to please them. I'm not saying that's wrong, but the contrast is, if there's other people who do it and they're successful, there's no reason you shouldn't have, because you won't do it with everything. You'll only do it with certain things. Allow yourself to please yourself. Be careful of other people's opinions. Here we go with that again. People are going to be watching you. People aren't going to understand what you're doing, and they're going to try to direct you in different directions. Do not allow that. As a Pisces, the way I started this, doing YouTube, didn't tell anybody. I just started doing it, and when I was comfortable, I let it go because I felt established, I felt ready. But I did keep it to myself until I was ready, because I needed to keep that in line with what I wanted, my ideas. It was for me, and that's what I did. There have been over the years people who really don't care for it for one reason or another, and that's fine. It's not usually about my ability. It's usually about just having an issue with psychics in general, I've noticed, but that's fine. That's another reason where I kind of kept it to myself. I also made sure that the job I worked at the time, I didn't let them know, because I didn't want that outside influence, because sometimes people have opinions and you have to deal with that. Keep that in mind. This is one of those, I'm trying to give an example of like keeping it to yourself, making sure you're the one directing your path. If you have to keep it completely private to make it go the direction you want, then do that. What else do we have? Is there something left? Success is here, but it's very much dependent on you following your voice, you where you want to be. And like, it's nice to have praise from other people. It's nice to have those accolades. I give you that, it is. But for the success you want, that's not going to get you there. I don't know, it might sound odd, but that's what I'm getting. You have to be your cheerleader. You have to be your friend. You have to remind yourself, sometimes people are going to like it, that's great. Some people aren't going to like it, and that's fine. But you have to stay true to your vision, your voice, where you want to go. So be careful. I feel like that's what this whole reading is about, being very careful about other people's opinions. Stick with your opinion, and if you have to keep it more private to get where you want, success is there, but you're the one who has to lead the way. And if it's easier, I'm saying this as a Pisces, if it's easier for people not to know, as long as you're not doing anything dangerous, if I can't remember that Instagram person, they're pretty cool. I can't remember who they are, but they say stuff like, if nobody knows what you're doing, they can't tell you you're doing it wrong. So I'm trying to remember the quote that person said, like something about, if people don't know what you're doing, they can't tell you you're doing it wrong. So I don't know, just you're the one who has to be in control. You can have success, it is there. Be careful about other people's influence, positive or negative. I feel like that's what this whole reading is about. Like, you're at that moment where you're starting to really build it. You're starting to get it to take off. It's going to go somewhere. It has to stay in your control. The more it stays in your control, and probably more private, the more success you're going to get, until you're, like, established and secure, like, this is my path, this is where I want to go. At that point, maybe you want to share it a little bit more, but while you're building it, keep it to yourself. Is that where we're going? All right, 15 minutes later, I hope I finally hit it. Hopefully that helps. Thank you for watching. If you'd like a direct reading from me, shoot me an email, jamesforastral@gmail.com. That's James, the number 4, astral@gmail.com. If you're interested in the donation information, that's below. Same email. Thanks again for watching. Have a great day. Hello again. I think I'm going to put this at the end of the video. I just want people to know I don't message people to get readings from me. I think it's Instagram. Am I on Instagram? I think I'm on Instagram. This is my actual Instagram. I think it's in the link below. You'll notice I'm following 51 people. There's a scammer out there, which I can't see them. I'm guessing they blocked me. Somebody said that they think they blocked me. But if I can see, I don't want that person's name up there because I don't. They put my handle with my picture. I just don't want to put somebody. Somebody helped me out and sent me this, and thank you. I don't have 14,000. I'm not following 14,000. I don't have 2,000 followers, and I have more than 20 posts. Like, you'll see that little moon thing there on the picture. I don't want to put that person's name out there. I don't think they want that. But somebody was nice enough to send me the picture of what it looks like. This is what it looks like. This is the wrong one. If you see it, if you could like either post like a balloon, like a little red balloon because it's fake, or just report it. Just, don't follow that one. I don't ask people to buy readings like that. Like, I put the message at the end of the video, but I'm not going to instant message you saying, hey, whatever this person's saying. They say some weird stuff like love and light, if I saw it right, which is whatever. But I don't do that either. I'm trying to find if I can see another example. There's been a couple people that have sent me the screenshot of this person imitating me. I don't do that. I don't text people asking them to buy a reading. So please be aware. This YouTube channel, James13 Wicca, the Instagram without the underscore, that should be below. Like without there's no underscore in it. So, if you see other things, let me know, but that's the only actual me. And again, I'm not going to send you a message, an email, or anything saying, hey, maybe you should get a reading from me. I don't do that. I put up the information. If you email me for like the details and how to get one, I will send that to you, but then it's also on you if you want to do that or not, and to choose which one you want of my options. I just want people to be aware, because I've heard it happening to other what do you call it, YouTubers who do like I do with the readings on here. If they're texting you or sending you a message, you might want to go to their YouTube where they actually post their new videos and make sure that's the correct one to be sure. And then ask them, send them an email and ask them, like, have you? Like, double check that, because I think it's happening to a lot of readers. So just be aware of it. And if you notice a fake account, please report it, especially if you notice it's mine, please report it. Thank you for watching. I just want to make sure people are aware that this is happening. Have a good day.